total cost is here like that, and I now need something else, which is my plant value. Okay, I need plant value percent as well. I need earned value. Yeah, I don't need labor wise, I'm doing in a cost, so they should be gone from here, and I should bring the cost. So cost will come here, cost percent will come here, and for earned value cost will come here, let's say like this, and earned value cost percent will come here. Actual cost, it's important to compare all these values once we have, and it's not necessary that we bring actual cost from P6. Means definitely if you are bringing from P6, so that means you are putting actual cost, actual quantity and man hours inside P6, and how you do it's your I think practice, and you know better how you are doing. But if you do not do this, you can bring all these actual values from ERP or Excel sheet. If you are recording in Excel sheet your actual hours, you need to bring that. But for that you need to think about it how you will do, because I know that I do consultation for that as well, how to connect ERP, that's called mapping between your cost breakdown structure and cost accounts and chart of accounts. So you need to make the same activity code inside P6. For example, if you are booking the man hours against each of the element, column, raft, so you need to make these activity codes inside P6, and then you can bring the same Excel sheet here and connect them through activity code, so it will work. So that's how actually we are connecting these things here through P6 definitely. So actual cost percent is here, yes. So these main items are here, so we can see what is the status of my other things. For example, I want to know other things as well. If I go into earned value cost, I have estimate to complete, yes. I have estimate at completion. For example, if I go estimate at completion is here, yeah, and variance at completion. I need SPI, I need CPI. These values are so many and we actually need them here. Yeah. If I move them a little bit to right side more, yes. So actually they are small, means the area is small, field is small, but we can still utilize them as much as we can. We will see how much means how we can utilize them. See, for example, they are right now two decimal places. So first of all, I want to make their size little bit reduced so that it's easy to basically use them. So let's say the value size is 11, so I will make it 10. Yes, and what else? Two decimal places we will remove from there, and now we need to give conditions as well to all these values. So in order to give conditions, you need to set the criteria that how you want them to appear. For example, schedule variance, cost variance, maybe you set the criteria that if it is 0, so it should be red. If it is, let's say, minus 0.25, so you can bear that. So it's your criteria you will be setting for all these values. So before that, we need to also see one more thing, which I'm just looking here. Okay, it's here. So we need to see that, for example, if I'm going to give value to estimate at completion, or maybe I need estimate at completion percent. So if I give this value to, means the criteria to percent, it's also something else. And let's say I am going to give a criteria to this, and I want to put that icon, sorry, yes, this icon. So here, yeah, I can set the criteria rule that estimate at completion percent if it is greater than what, greater than one number and less than what, 1000 numbers, so it is a red condition because it is overspending. Similarly, if it is equal to one number, so it's a yellow. If it is greater than, you can say 0 number and less than one number, so it is my positive value. So there is, yeah, it should be number, now it will be okay. So this, you will see here bars. Now they are telling me that it is going to be overrun what, zone 3. In zone 3 what, I can drill down, let's say like this, and now I can find in zone 3 what is going to be overrun. Where is zone? Okay, zone is not appearing properly, so I need to go here in row headers and font color, let's say make gray. Yes, so in fact rather make it black, there is no shy. Okay, so now it is showing. And now in zone 3, if I go here, in zone 3 majority of the things are overrunning. Whatever is there is overrunning in the form of cost, because it's estimate at completion. So we need to look after everything. For that we need to see how much is estimate to complete. For that we cannot find that through the values because it's hard to see. So we need to bring the percentage of that as well, estimate to complete percentage. So if I bring estimate to complete percent, so now it will give me idea. I will convert that to percentage as well. Yes, it will be in percentage, and it, yeah, it is coming now. So here we can see that okay, the scope of work is remaining, good amount of work is remaining. Let's say if I do go with grading works, 36% remaining, means estimate to complete. So I can think about it, means if I go for, let's say this work, it's almost finished and it's going to be overrun, so I cannot just do anything about it. So that's how we can, now we can for example do in that way, and we can see the maximum value which is remaining or not remaining. All these are estimate to complete. In for example this is zone 5. If I go for my desired zone, zone 3, where is zone 3? I think it has gone to no, here. So in zone 3 these are the most where the estimate to complete is remaining, the maximum amount of work is still remaining. So I need to see here. And one thing more, you need to see estimate to complete, we are using CPI inside. Okay, so we also need to see need to monitor that how much scope is remaining, because if you are dividing with that, this is not exactly the scope of work. It may be exaggerated, it may be little you can say conservative, but the more value saying that the more amount is remaining compared to the other ones, because the condition is same. CPI is divided with all the values. So if you see here, it is not going to overrun much, it's slight, but these are my concern. This, in fact, these all are my concern. I need to look after that, so I cannot take the decision about okay, what is happening in home automation system, what is there. The total budget for that is this, which is around 1.6 million. So that is now my concern, that why it is happening and how to then control. So we can go into further detail. Okay, is there any particular thing more, like in zone 3 it is going on, what is the reason in zone 3? Then we need to refer to the progress, we need to go to the people who is updating, then why it is happening. Maybe they have put wrong value or something like that. So this monitoring and controlling is going on in the project. If then things are much better. So we have developed that as well. So we can create our own further key performance indicators. So first of all, I am just going to make things little bit more budgeted cost instead of total cost. These values are okay so far because I'm not going to change them. They are changing every time whenever we are bringing. So percentages are here. Variance at completion percentage you can bring as well here. this, and cost variance, schedule variance above, put them above here. So here are the indicators. So now you need to see which items. These are your descriptive KPIs telling you what is happening. These are your predictive KPIs. Okay, what is going to happen. Then you need to bring the TCPI as well to see the things. SPI and CPI